You're
Bon,
on
qu'est-ce
a
qu'on va faire cette fois? Attendez, je tourne les talons pour voir. Ouais. Sans rire, vous allez faire demi-tour et partir. Savez-vous seulement où vous allez? Alors, bon d'accord, je vais au chalet. Oui, je sais très bien où je vais, pas du tout. L'endroit où je n'irai pas, donc le chalet. Je serai satisfait en cas de fin du monde. Allez, on avance.
I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How?
Faire encore
You're
demi-tour.
really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever. Your silence is deafening.
Moi j'avance. Vous l'auriez fait, vous, dans la vraie vie?
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path.
Alors vous êtes un héros et on vous dit, vous devez la tuer.
Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Vraiment, eh bien je crois que je vais partir dans une autre direction encore, blablabla, bla bla bla, jusqu'à ce que je trouve un moyen de quitter cet endroit.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses, but as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction,
Oh mon Dieu, quelle horreur.
there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. Wait, what's going on? You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around.
Vous ferez tout ce qui est possible pour fuir votre responsabilité. Vous ne vous souciez guère du sort
You've
du monde,
doomed us all.
blablabla.
You know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest
La
in
musique
search
est
of
horrible.
certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Bon. Ah, l'inconnu. Ah oui, il y a carrément un chapitre 2.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path, you're here to slay her. If you don't,
Restez dans les bois pour l'éternité.
You have already committed to my completion.
Ah.
You cannot go further astray.
Oh oh. Je vais de ce pas au chalet Occire la Princesse. Vous pouvez pas me forcer à aller au chalet.
what are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the prince. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more... He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty... The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay. You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you. A warning. Before you go, she will lie. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open
Je suis
mind.
obligée d'y aller. Putain, je pensais que j'arriverais à tourner en
The
rond.
cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths. Its material, the blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want
Attendez,
to
parce
do
que cette
this
fois, on
right.
prend la lame ou pas? Non. Faut rester
If he
logique.
wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending
C'est vrai.
monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredible... You can't just say that. But when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together.
Mhm.
Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to come.
S'approcher du miroir, prendre la lame, descendre au sous-sol. Je vais sauvegarder. Parce que... je prends pas la lame. Je pars du principe qu'on voulait pas rentrer pour le faire, donc on va pas la tuer. Oh,
The door to
wow.
the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it. A kind of indiscernible
qu'on va jamais la
quality
tuer,
that
on la
comes from the
trouvera pas, de
blending
toute
together
façon.
of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, if the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you.
Elle a pas l'air très sympa
Oh,
cette
don't
fois.
be such a baby. I don't
Ah,
want to
don't
do
be
this.
such a baby.
Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
Je suis assez d'accord.
We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Alors, prendre les escaliers rugueux sur votre gauche, prendre les escaliers face à vous, prendre les escaliers reconfortants sur votre droite. Franchement, moi, les réconfortants, ça me va. Hein.
You step to the right. The path feels soft and reassuring against your feet. The stairs almost seem to cradle you as you make your way down, like they're guiding your heels from one step directly to the next. You barely have to extend any effort to descend, the stairway doing most of the work for you. You don't feel like there's any concern that you might slip or tumble or lose your way.
Bon, en même
The
temps...
further you go, the deeper you sink in. First, it's like a lovely
Est-ce qu'on
plush
doit faire les
carpet,
trois?
your toes digging down and barely hitting any resistance at all.
Ça change
Soon
quelque
enough,
chose?
you're fighting just to keep your knees from sinking out of sight. The softness threatens to swallow you whole, to wrest control of your body and surround you in a false ethereal bliss, pretending to save you from the cruelties of choice and consequence. It's slow going, but you manage to fight against the overwhelming urge to fall back into comfort and nothingness, the very struggle to continue forward consuming your every thought.
Ok.
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
J'aurais peut-être dû prendre le couteau parce
Time
qu'elle a pas l'air très
disappears.
sympa cette fois.
And you can feel yourself begin to untether.
Peut-être qu'on va mourir avant.
Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you okay?
Oula.
What the hell was that?
Wow, elle
What
fait peur
happened
comme
to us?
ça.
I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're
Ah
here.
ouais, elle est bizarre. Là.
And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems... normal.
Alors, j'ai vécu une expérience étrange en venant ici, comme si j'avais été déchirée, pardon, puis rapiécée. Est-ce vous qui m'avez fait arriver?
I don't know what happened to you, but you look like you're in one piece now. But I understand. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least
Qu'est-ce que vous
now I'm
avez
not
fait le
alone.
plus? Vous avez essayé de la
And I'm not
sauver
alone
plusieurs
either.
fois?
We're probably stuck down here
Oh,
forever,
quoi.
aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating. Seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here and you need to do it now. Oh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of it.
Votre présence s'est étoffée. Pourquoi est-ce que c'est en une fois ça? Pourquoi ça c'est en une fois? Je comprends pas. Je vais vous faire sortir d'ici, essayer de la libérer, j'ignore votre véritable nature. Pourquoi il y a 3 trucs qui sont en un, je comprends pas.
Do you need help? Not that there's much I can do chained up like this, but I'm the only one down here. So if you need anything, I'll do my best. I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger. There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? We could always start by retrieving the blade. Can we even leave this place? I don't like thinking about what might happen to us if we have to go back.
Ouais, est-ce qu'on va réussir à la faire remonter déjà si on la sauve?
Well, that's where the blade is. If you want it, you'll have to go and get it. I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
Bon, je vais pas faire ça parce que ça prend les 3 d'un coup, je sais pas pourquoi. Comment vous appelez-vous?
You can call me Princess. If Princess, it doesn't matter. I've been down here for so long. What's the point of a name if there's no one around to use it?
None of them have names. How astute. I told you she was untrustworthy.
Ah, elle s'est pas dédoublée encore. Vous savez pourquoi vous êtes dans le sous-sol?
I don't know why I'm here, but there has to be a reason, right? But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen, or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope, please.
Ah!
Oh, don't be coy. We both know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster, and the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can we?
Okay.
What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million answers? Can't even follow what's going on anymore. We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch. Wait, that's not right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone.
Attends, la lame apparaît subitement dans votre main.
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... We can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess falls apart.
Ah!
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
C'est très bizarre.
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and the others they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
Dégueulasse.
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
Tout ira bien. Je vais faire de mon mieux. Je ne suis pas sûre qu'il faut remédier à votre état. Non. Vous avez tout anéanti. Je ne vais sûrement pas vous aider. Gardez le silence. Je vais faire de mon mieux. Ah, ça s'arrête là? Vous ne saurez jamais si elles ont entendu votre réponse.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try? Is that a... This doesn't... Yeah.
Vous avez dépéri. C'était très bizarre cette fois.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Essayez-vous de me faire passer un message. Il y a des arbres et des étoiles, et des humains aussi, j'imagine en tout cas. Il devrait y en avoir. Oula, ça rame un peu. Pensez-vous qu'il y ait quoi que ce soit à l'extérieur? Pensez-vous que nous sommes réels?
Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me, short and violent and full of passion. But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins. I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there? There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Pensez-vous que nous sommes réels?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
Alors, lorsque je repars, je ne suis plus seule. Des voix parlent en permanence. Certains font partie de moi, mais l'une d'entre elles est différente. Je l'appelle le narrateur. Il veut que je vous exécute. Avez-vous aussi un narrateur?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator...
Oui, oui. Oui. Je le tuerai. Ah oui. Oui.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
Si c'est la dernière étape avant votre plein épanouissement, je ne vais pas y retourner. Je vais plutôt rester ici pour l'éternité s'il le faut. Ah, vous croyez que c'est la fin? Je sais pas. Bon, on va y retourner de toute façon.
The next time I see you, each of us will find
Ah oui, c'est la dernière étape.
I will be here, waiting for...
Ok. Je vous remets la cam là, hop.